Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome back to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And that's why we're so excited to be talking about Foster Village Memphis. We're here with their executive director, Joshua Conley. How are you doing?
Hey, Jeremy. Trying to stay cool on this very muggy Memphis day, and just really excited about what the summer has for our city, but also for our organization.
Absolutely. Well, we have a sweet campaign to talk about later on, so we'll definitely dive into that. But let's start because you hear the phrase, it takes a village. And so that's exactly what you do is you bring a village of support. And so give us a little background, give us a little bit of history for Foster Village Memphis.
Absolutely. So Foster Village Memphis was started in Shelby County in 2019, but it was started in Austin, Texas in 2015. So we have 16 locations across the country. The goal of Foster Village Memphis is there is a huge gap between children who need loving and caring homes as they experience foster care and the number of available homes that are there. And so a lot of families are leaving at a pretty alarming rate within the first year of fostering, citing loneliness, lack of support, lack of resources, and just not being able to navigate the unknowns. And so our team at Foster Village Memphis, all of our staff and our board are former or current foster and adoptive families. So we have this community of people who, with lived experience, going out to really shepherd families who want to be involved. And one of the things that we saw is that while there are some families who are called to foster, adopt, to welcome kiddos in their home, we believe that everybody can do something for these children and families. And so Foster Village really creates opportunities for people who want to get involved. 85% of Memphians say that they care about vulnerable children and families, but they don't know how to get involved. And so we create those on-ramps for them to do that. And it's been great. So this year, we just moved into our 5th county. So now we serve Crittenden County, Arkansas, along with Tipton, Fayette, and Shelby County, Tennessee, and then DeSoto County, Mississippi. So we are truly growing into a Mid-South organization. We host support groups, and we just launched a support group that's specifically focused for teenagers, one of the most difficult age groups to place in foster care, and one of the groups that is dealing with the most uncertainty and trauma as they're getting ready to age out. So we have a Teen Connect program that offers support and mentorship for teenagers. We started a meal train to go along with our welcome packs. So we deliver a week's worth of meals to all of our families along with the welcome pack once a kid is placed into their home. We launched and had an advocacy event teaching children and families how to advocate for themselves, but then also kind of coming together to say, how can we as a community advocate for our community with the general public, with key stakeholders and legislators. And so we're doing a lot. We're moving. And ultimately, though, we just get to work with amazing people and amazing children every single day who often face isolation and burnout at a pretty alarming rate. So we're thankful to walk alongside them.
Give us an idea of some of the statistics that you all measure. And where I'm going with this is talk about, kind of how large of an issue this is in terms of number of youth in the foster care system, number of families who are needed to support those foster kids versus where we are today. So kind of paint the picture of the challenge and yet the opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah. The statistics, you can have the statistics, and then there are just kind of the broader margins of kiddos who are still struggling, families who are still struggling, but maybe haven't gone into the system per se. So on average in the Mid-South, there's anywhere from 1,000 to 1,700 children facing and experiencing foster care. In Shelby County alone, that number is usually around 11 or 1,200 kids. So 1,200 kids, let's just say, who have been removed from their homes, placed into a strange environment, and told to trust a caseworker, a system, and strangers with their care. Right now, we have probably about a 300 home deficit for those children. So we do not have enough homes, and we need more foster families. We need more kinship families. Shelby County also has residential facilities like youth villages, and we have several different placing agencies around the area. One of the great things about Foster Village Memphis is we are not a placement agency. So we actually support every placement agency in the area. We like to see ourselves as a value add. And so we support families from youth villages, from Department of Children's Services, Tennessee Baptist Children's Home, Goodwill Homes, anyone who is chosen to step up for children experiencing foster care. We want to support them and wrap around them. Why do we do that? Foster care was recently added to the Adverse Childhood Experience test. So if a child experiences foster care in their life, that's one adverse experience they have to face. Children who age out of the system without a loving family to support them, most of the time are homeless within 48 hours, have a higher rate of incarceration, higher rate of poverty. Usually only about 3% of foster youth will graduate college. They have a higher rate of trafficking, higher rate of substance abuse. So all of these things, what we believe is that if a loving caregiver can be placed in the home of this kid, or can be placed in the life of this child, maybe we can stop the cycle of generational poverty, of homelessness, substance abuse, all of these things that we are fighting right now in our city. Foster care seems to have a direct pipeline to that. The challenge with that is that families step up, say, hey, Jeremy, I'm ready to receive a kiddo into my home. I want to love this kiddo as best as we can. Then they don't have the support or the resources or the community. They feel isolated. They get burnt out. And so about 30 to 50% of families will quit within 1 year of doing foster care and never reopen their homes. Imagine if at a city current event, 50% of the people who came never came back. It's just not sustainable. And so what we like to do is really try to plug the holes that are causing families to leave at an alarming rate. And for us, one of the badges of honor we have is 97% of families have said that our services have helped them to continue their fostering journey because of what we offer them. And so that's just really honoring that they would say that to us.
As you alluded to in the beginning, you and your team all know the power of being a foster parent, supporting youth, whether it's a fostering, adoption, but working with youth. And as you mentioned too now, with the adverse childhood experiences, the ACEs, and I like that you kind of alluded to, imagine being pulled from your family and placed in, to trust another family, like what the youth are going through psychologically. Talk about, though, what that experience looks like for you as a parent, as a family, and the power of that for transforming your life with theirs, with that support. Because I think that, to me, is kind of that light bulb moment is, if I have the support, if I have the connection to other families, if I have all these pieces, look at the blessing that it gives me and my family, as much as the legacy transformation for the youth as well. So share a little bit of that personal side on your end, you and your team.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so my wife and I specifically, we've been foster parents for 12 years. We're adoptive parents now. We welcomed in students through our program with Memphis Teacher Residency. When friends would reach out, our godchildren come and stay with us. So foster care, adoption, kinship care, like we've done it all. And it really is reciprocal. To be able to welcome in a child who stereotypically is pegged with some negative connotations because of foster care. And then to just see that kiddo, you know, show encouragement, show gratitude, show kindness, to just be a normal kid, and to really bring out just a lot of like childhood memories in yourself. Like it is a very much a reciprocal relationship. But then what we really strive to do is to befriend our children's biological families, because they're a family who the majority of the time their kiddo entered into care because of poverty or some kind of substance abuse, illness, right? But what it does is it humanizes people who are often portrayed as villains. And it also, I think for biological families, it helps us to not be the villains of the people who took away their kids, right? And so we create this kind of harmony together where we can share social capital. We can appreciate the bio family for what they're trying to do. But then when that kiddo leaves, there's a continuation of services that we can offer. So on a personal experience, right before my adoptive daughter came into our home, one little young man left to go and be with his aunt, his biological aunt. And gosh, it's heartbreaking, Jeremy. Like there's nothing there. It's just tough. I jokingly say, as a Harry Potter fan, I have 11 little Horcruxes running around, just little pieces of my soul all over the city of Memphis, because of the investment that we gave to the children in our home. But you think that, okay, he's no longer with us. That journey is done. But just this year, my daughter played t-ball. And guess who was on her t-ball team? That little guy, right? And I'm their coach. So now I get to coach my adoptive daughter and my former foster son in t-ball and just get to experience doing life with he and his family. And so the rewards of doing foster care, of adopting, of stepping up to do kinship care often are not seen, but are there. And they come up and they sneak up on you in really cool ways. What I would say to anybody interested in taking that journey, you do not have to be alone. And as the representative of Foster Village Memphis, I can make you a promise that we will walk alongside you from the day that kiddo is placed until that kiddo finds permanency. And you will be supported. You will have resources, but you're going to meet a lot of really cool people along the way. That's just going to add value to your life.
Yeah, that's awesome. So as I mentioned, there's a very sweet campaign going on right now. So it's the 2025 Growing the Village is Sweet campaign. Talk about how Lemonade plays in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think one of the things with foster care is we want to do this balance of being honest and also honoring, right? And so in honesty, Shelby County has one of the highest rates of foster care in the country. There are not enough homes right now, and there are a lot of children entering the system. There are a lot of very hardworking people at these placement agencies who are often overworked, underpaid, who are sacrificing their own personal, physical, mental, financial health to love on kiddos. It can seem very, very impossible to make a difference. But in honoring that, the children and the families are so resilient. Like the ability to take some of the worst things that we could imagine, being removed from your home because of nothing you did and having to go to a brand new place, or the ability to say, we have this home and we have our own life, but we want to pause our life to welcome in kiddos in care. There's a resiliency to that. And so lemonade really comes from that, right? Like you start with lemons, these very bitter fruit, and kids and families are going through really bitter times. But through this process of adding the right ingredients and mixing things together, you can make something that is very sweet. And so just want to we want in our awareness campaign, we don't want to, we don't want to tokenize our children or families. We don't want to use them as carrots. What we want to do is we want to do a campaign that honors them by saying in how Jeremy is going to host a lemonade stand and make lemonade, these children and families are doing the same thing. They're taking really bitter moments and they're trying to do the best to make them really sweet outcomes. And so we use lemonade as an expression of that. And it's just a way for us to raise awareness of the needs that we have, to raise some funding for the work that we're doing. But it's one of those ways that I love is that kids can get involved. And usually, we think that service opportunities are just for the adults. This is a way for children who are on summer break, who maybe are bored and tired of playing their new video game, to say, I want to make a difference with my summer. And that's really what is cool, because when I was young, or when I was, in high school, I cared very little about anybody except myself. And so to see young ladies from St. Agnes take a heart for foster care, to see Concord Academy raise up supplies for our welcome packs, to see previous foster and adoptive children host lemonade stands so that they can tell the broader community about their story, it's one of the coolest things that we get to do. And we would love for anybody to be a part of it. Business, church, organization, or individual. Everyone has a role to play.
Talk about the length of the campaign. Talk about how people can get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. So campaign has already started. We launched in June and have already had a lot of great stands and sponsors step up. But we're going to go all the way until August 23rd. And August 23rd is when we'll have a big celebration to talk about all that was done through the campaign. But we'll go from today, when this airs, until August the 23rd. And go to our website, fostervillagememphis.org is the best way to get involved. You'll see a little Growing the Village is Sweet tab there. Follow us on social media. One of the cool things that we do is we have a virtual stand that you can send out to your sphere of influence on your social media platforms to get the word out there as well.
Give us a couple other ways year-round that we can support your efforts.
Absolutely. So if you want to do a drive for back to school items, we'll give away backpacks July the 17th. We do a big Christmas event for families where, last year St. Jude and ALSAC came and provided colored pencils and stuffed animals and all these really cool gifts that we were able to give away to families. So doing drives can be really good. In-kind donations. If you want to come and be a mentor, if you want to come and just wrap around our families, you can do that as well. We would love more people who are committed to investing their time and energy into those families. But then it's as easy as coming to our Welcome Pack Hub, packing a welcome pack for families, packing a few meals for them, and then going to deliver them and say, hey, I see you. I'm here for you. And we hope that these meals and this stuff will make a big impact as you welcome this new kiddo into your home. There's so many ways to get involved. I think so many people get scared that if they can't foster or they can't adopt, then they can't do anything. But it's as simple as baking another batch of cookies or buying a pack of diapers on Amazon, and you're making an impact in the lives of children and families going through this bittersweet time.
Well, you never can say it enough in the world of media. So mention again, website, where do we go to learn more and get involved with Foster Village Memphis?
Yep. Follow us, Facebook, Instagram, at Foster Village Memphis, website, fostervillagememphis.org. Sign up for our newsletter. It's the best way to stay involved.
Well, Joshua Conley, Executive Director of Foster Village Memphis, thank you for all you and your amazing team do to power the good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.